Finding Your Roots is a particularly popular program on KTWU and PBS. What about you? Do you know where your family comes from? If you're an African American, it may be a little bit more difficult. That's why we have Sherry Camp here from Topeka, Shawnee County Public Library. And I tell you what, Sherry, this is something that you are passionate about.
Absolutely.
We're talking about this because of the Underground Railroad. So how would somebody find, if they're of African American descent, how would they find out if their family was part of the Underground Railroad?
Well, it's really kind of the same as if they were researching to find if their family was enslaved or where they were enslaved. There are several things you have to know. You have to know where they were enslaved and who their enslaver was. So you have to do quite a bit of research to get back to the first thing, which is the 1870 census, the first census where African Americans were enumerated after slavery. There were African Americans that were free, some that escaped, as we talked about the Underground Railroad, but you have to get back that far and then incrementally go back further. So you have to do research. It's kind of a hard thing. Yeah. The Underground Railroad specifically, the research is a little bit more difficult. In some of my research and looking at the people who were named in the Underground Railroad, meaning the documents that exist, some of the people like William Stills, who literally kept a diary on all the people that came through his Underground Railroad and the people that he worked with. He documented people, so you have names. And then some of the people in Kansas, I believe the guy's name was Charles Leonhardt. And I hope I'm saying that right. Mm-hmm. But anyway, he documented some names of people who came through the Underground Railroad. But when it comes to slavery, when it comes to the hard times in life, Black people didn't want to talk about that. They didn't pass that down from generation to generation. So if you find it, it's really by finding people who were in the area where you were that may have been enslaved and just literally tracing backwards to find out where that piece of information may be missing.
How difficult is it for African Americans to do genealogy?
It just depends. I tell people often, my family wasn't like Kunta Kinte. They didn't tell children, okay, this is who your ancestors were and we came all the way back from. And no, we didn't do that. And a lot of African American families don't have that. There are a lot that do, but mine wasn't one of those. Right. So I had to really get deep into the research, and I'm still researching to this day. And so I tell people, all of the research that you find on the internet on my family, I did it. Wow. So it's really been quite a challenge to do it, but it can be done. It can be done.
And why is it important to do it?
Oh my goodness. For first thing, you know, you've heard the old adage that says if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. You really need to know who the important people were in your family tree. I believe young people need to know who the heroes and the sheroes were in their own family. Yes. That helps them to have a sense of self and have a sense of determination. A lot of times people kind of, you know, flounder around if they don't know who they are. And they know who they are if they know who their people are and the people that did something important in their lives.
A sense of pride and accomplishment. You know?
Do you find that younger people are interested in that, or is it people my age and older that tend to do the genealogy quests?
That's really a good question, because I'm finding more and more young people are wanting to do their family history. I'm at the library, and so I get all kinds of people walk in and say, I want to do that. I want to find out about my family. So all ages. Okay. All ages. Of course, older people who are retired have more time. Sure.
Yes.
But now with, first of all, the interest that's being brought up by Finding Your Roots and all the other things that are on television, and the ability to do it on your phone with an app and on the computer with all the databases that give you information. Here, they'll shoot out to you, here's a census record with your family member in it or whatever. So it's a lot easier now, and younger people are doing it because it's a lot easier. In my day, we were cranking the microfilm machine, and then it took 2 hours to get through a microfilm reel, and you may or may not find somebody. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.